Morning. It's time for our daily lectionary reading for Saturday, September 18th. Sorry, I had to look at the calendar. I lost it in just that 30 seconds of flipping from screen. Saturday, September 18th. Today we've got Psalm 1, beginning the first psalm. Ecclesiastes 1 to 18. We started a new book. And in Matthew 23, 29 to 39. So all sorts of goodness going on today. Psalm 1:1, the two ways. Happy are those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or take the path that sinners tread, or sit in the seat of scoffers. But their delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law they meditate day and night. They are like trees planted by streams of silver, which yield their fruit in its season, and their leaves do not wither. In all that they do, they prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregations of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, the way of the wicked will perish. Starting with Ecclesiastes. This is one of the wisdom writings from the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible. And the heading here says Reflections of a Royal Philosopher. It starts off talking about these are the words of Koheleth, traditionally rendered as preacher or teacher. But it is the story of Koheleth, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. By the way, Ecclesiastes, it comes from the Greek ecclesia as assembly. We still use that term a lot in churchy circles. Ecclesia. It is typically used when we're talking about working with other churches, with other denominations. So we still have the same of that. We tend to use ecumenical, but it's all from that same root of ecclesia or assembly. All right, anyway, let's get into Ecclesiastes. The words of the teacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. And I got to tell you, I'm really glad they're using teacher and not Koheleth. That would get difficult to say. Some of these you've heard. Vanity of vanity, says the teacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What do people gain from all the toil at which they toil under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun goes down and hurries to the place where it rises. The wind blows to the south and goes round to the north. Round and round goes the wind, and on its circuit the wind returns. All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they continue to flow. All things are wearisome, more than one can express. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, or the ear filled with hearing. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. There's nothing new under the sun. Is there a thing of which it is said, see, this is new? It has already been in the ages before us. The people of long ago are not remembered, nor will there be any remembrance of people yet to come by those who seek after them. Then we have a section title of The Futility of Seeking Wisdom. I, the teacher, when king over Israel and Jerusalem, applied my mind to seek and to search out wisdom, all that is done under heaven. Search out by wisdom all that's done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given human beings to be busy with. I saw all the deeds that are done under the sun, and see, all is vanity and chasing after wind. What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. And I said to myself, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me. And my mind has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. and I applied my mind to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is but a chasing after wind. For in much wisdom is much vexation, and those who increase knowledge increase sorrow. It's really kind of depressing. There is a bit there for in much wisdom is much vexation, and those who increase knowledge increase sorrow. Sometimes the more you learn, the more depressing it gets. The more you realize how people behave. All right, let's go to Matthew 23, 29 to 39. This is not an we don't have uplifting stuff today. This is one of Jesus's run-ins with the scribes and Pharisees, where he's ripping into them here. These are the passages I have talked a lot recently about the portrayal of Jesus. That typically in media, whether it's just a painting or in the modern times, movie versions, television, we have this serene, calm, almost tranquilized representation of Jesus. They take the humanity out of it. And I think I said in a sermon, except for the cleansing of the temple, where all of a sudden they try to make, and usually even that is done almost mechanically. It's not they try so hard for the divine that they lose the human. And you read a passage like this, and you cannot see this done by a calm and serene. It's not. It is someone who is angry at the behaviors. It's a righteous anger, but he's angry at the behaviors of these religious elites. So it's got to be read. You got to read it. You got to hear that anger. It's woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and you decorate the graves of the righteous. And you say, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part in shedding the blood of prophets. Thus you testify against yourselves that you are descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up then the measure of your ancestors. You snakes, you brood of vipers, how can you escape being sentenced to hell? Therefore I send you prophets, sages, and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogue and pursue from town to town, so that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly, I tell you, all this will come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Now, I want to there is a footnote here on 33. You snakes, you brood of vipers, how can you escape being sentenced to? The Greek is Gehenna. Um, most of what modern European Christians, includes Americans, because I'm from Europe, Western, most of what most what Christians believe is hell comes more from Dante's Inferno than from the Bible. Um, it irks me a little bit that we've got this going on, that we have this misconception. We've taken all this stuff from external sources. It's not even, it's fiction. We're taking something from a work of fiction and trying to make it part of our religion, our theology. The word is Gehenna, or It's the valley of Hinnom, Gehenna. It's the valley outside of Jerusalem, on the just outskirts of Jerusalem, where they in the Old Testament era, it was infamous for where they had the idols to Molech and Baal and Chemosh. And Molech and Chemosh in particular are known for their human sacrifices, right? They would burn their children on these altars to these deities in the valley of Gehenna. And that's what it became known for, is those flames for of the human sacrifice. I mean, how vile is that practice? That's what it was known for. And then it became the dump where they were trying. It became a garbage dump where they burned their trash because nobody wanted to have anything else to do with it because of the ancient history um, that was polluted place. So when we talk about that, we're conflating other things when they translate Gehenna as hell. We're 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 bringing other things into it. So that's just my pet peeve of mine. When they talk about Gehenna, they're talking about Gehenna. They're not talking about hell. It's two different things. And that's enough for a Saturday, I tell you. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.